see what we got. What we got today? What we got? We got woman. Cops talk to killer mom. His daughter's the body him. Dead body cam hides in house. Cops body cam rolls as he makes horrifying discovery. Documentary. Cops track killer who left woman in a ditch. Serial killer realizes police found his body collection. Yo, this might be crazy. What you think, chat? Welcome to the stream, Mizuki. Welcome to the stream, babe. What y'all thinking? Officer finds the killer's horrifying body dump. How to catch the killer. I'm thinking this one. This one looks fun. Whoa. Officer found. You know what? Yeah. Let's watch this one. Oh yeah, we got body cam footage. W. All right, y'all. Let's go. Body dump one. Serial killer realizes police found his body collection. Let's go. Grab a snack, grab a drink, sit back, relax. Yeah, feel me.
Sir, I will be very cooperative.
All right, let's try down, please.
That's not you on the 27th. Food Line parking lot, Traveler's Rest.
I don't think so.
Look, man.
Where's that? I don't know where that is.
Yes, you do.
It's not making sense. So you're the last person to be in a vehicle you wiped out of a lady that's missing. That's all.
I'm about to eat finally. Yeah, they got that Chinese food. Mass eating on that sushi. Bro, y'all eating good right now.
That's really up.
28 years ago, this man kidnapped a woman and was sentenced to 30 years in prison for.
Bro, my food didn't say it was gonna get here to like 12:20, bro. Literally 20 minutes after 12. Bro.
3 decades later, 80-year-old Edna Suttles is spotted picking him up in a parking lot. This would be the last time Edna was ever seen alive. Days later, detectives traced Edna's movement and discovered CCTV footage of the same man driving her car.
She's missing right now.
Yes, Dan, where is Edna?
I don't have a clue.
But that's when police found out Edna wasn't the only victim.
Bruh, this dude got a drug stash, a gun stash, a body stash. Oh my goodness. Bruh.
If you tell him to turn that off, I can talk to you a little more freely.
Sometime around 9 a.m. on August 27th, 80-year-old Edna leaves her home in Traveler's Rest to look after a friend. Hours later, 911 dispatchers receive a concerning call.
Greenville County 911, what's your emergency?
A fitter was supposed to show up to be with my mom today. Her name is Edna Subtle, and she didn't show up. This is not like her. She shows up like clockwork. So something's wrong.
But this call was only the beginning of a long chain of mysteries. As officers arrived at Edna Suttle's home for a welfare check based on these reports, they received no response. There were no signs of a break-in, and Edna was nowhere to be seen. However, when police asked Edna's son, he pointed out that $50,000 worth of jewelry was missing from the home. More importantly, though, her car was missing too. If the cops could find that, they might be able to figure out where she had gone. This meant that finding Edna's vehicle would be the most instrumental step in this investigation, as it would give a clue about her last known whereabouts. Immediately, a hunt for Edna's car began, and 6 days later, it was found abandoned in the parking lot of a hotel in Traveler's Rest. This was odd, as Edna lived close by and didn't need to stay at a hotel. A check with the staff also revealed that no one under the name of Edna was staying there. So to get to the bottom of this mystery, the cops decided to try and trace back Edna's movement using CCTV cameras starting from her home. At 9:30 a.m., a camera at a nearby pawn shop captures Edna leaving her home and driving towards a local Food Lion grocery store. 9 minutes later, Edna arrives at the store to pick something up. A man approaches the vehicle with 2 bags in his hand and sits alongside Edna, who then drives off back to her home.
Okay, well, that just low-key threw me off. So you mean to tell me the person that killed her is like literally sitting in the car with her?
4 hours later at 1:43 p.m., Edna's car leaves her home again and arrives at the same Food Lion once more. But this time, the person exiting the driver's seat isn't Edna at all. It's the same old white man she picked up earlier, who immediately moves to his car and parks it next to Edna's. He then drags something out of her car, placing it into his. Initially, it was difficult to identify what the man moved from the Jeep to the Chevrolet, but after a frame-by-frame analysis, it wasn't a question of what was moved, but who. Because in a chilling discovery, officers would realize the footage showed the unmistakable golden hair of Edna Suttles. 4 minutes later, at 1:47
Hey, your YouTube kind of quiet.
p.m.,
That should be
the
better.
man drives Edna's car into the hotel's parking lot and parks it in the same spot that the detectives found the vehicle in. He exits and begins wiping down the door and seats, trying to get rid of any evidence of his presence. By 2:14 p.m., the man returns to his vehicle at Food Lion and drives off.
Bro, what I would never understand, bro, is that people be trying to be slick and do certain things and don't realize everything that they do, bro, is on camera, bro. Everything that you do outside, rather it's stealing, rather it's like robbing people, killing people, whatever you choose to do, bro, it is always on camera. Everything now. There's not a public place without cameras at all, bro. Everywhere you go.
Marking
I don't get why people don't realize that by now.
the last that was seen of Edna and the man. The most crucial part of this investigation is to now figure out who exactly the man in the video is. But due to the grainy footage and his distance from most cameras, this proved to be difficult, and the investigation seemed like it would come to a standstill. But detectives had an idea. Since the man exited the store with bags in his hand, a purchase was made, and this realization would be the most crucial breakthrough in the case. Immediately, officers began retrieving footage from inside the store, and when they reviewed it, they came to a harrowing realization. This was Daniel Prince, a man who only 24 years prior to this got put in a federal prison for kidnapping. 24 years prior to this incident,
Ain't no way. Buddy got arrested for kidnapping and he's free right now. Don't kidnap. Isn't kidnapping like literally like something that you can go to jail for life for? I thought you can't. Bro, what?
In 1997, Daniel was responsible for the kidnapping of a woman in Michigan. He had her tied up, shackled her hands, and it was by sheer luck that she managed to free herself before escaping. Even though he was sentenced to a maximum of 30 years for this crime, he was released by 2009 on parole. But the worst was yet to come. Daniel began working as a handyman for predominantly elderly single ladies, a demographic that not only matched his previous victim, but also that of Edna's. For officers, the realization now begins to settle in. They have a kidnapper on the run, and there might be a chance that he has kept Edna alive. Not knowing where she is, they had to act fast before this glimmer of hope dimmed. Even with this disturbing past, detectives didn't have enough evidence to press strong charges for kidnapping or murder. However, they had established probable cause for grand larceny involving Edna's Jeep. A warrant to arrest Prince and search his property was granted, and officers were quickly dispatched to Prince's residence to take him into custody.
Totally cooperating. Just relax. Not doing anything. Not cooperating. All right, let's go. Stand up on your feet. Right there. Yeah. Sir, I will be very cooperative.
Despite the number of heavily armed officers that just descended on Prince's property, he remained noticeably calm and composed, as if he had a plan to escape this predicament. The following footage was analyzed by our in-house criminal research specialist and retired detective to shed some light on key techniques and strategies used during the questioning. When he is brought into the interrogation room, the detectives start with a relaxed, friendly conversation, a tactic used to put suspects at ease. They don't want him to know they've caught him on camera just yet.
What do you do now?
I do a lot of home remodeling,
Okay.
home repairs. I lay a
Stuff.
lot of tile, and I got a customer base that has me doing stuff.
Okay, so why Boston, North Carolina, come all the way down from, say, Michigan or Wisconsin?
Okay, here, this is real easy. I'm originally from the east side of the state of Michigan,
Okay.
but I was in prison in Michigan for a while, and when I paroled to the west side of the state.
Okay. What'd you get locked up for? Because you said you got paroled.
I was locked up for a kidnapping charge,
Okay.
and I did 13 and a half years for that.
Oh, wow.
Ain't no way. Buddy is just talking about this like this is an everyday conversation for him. Yeah, I got locked up for kid. Bro, what? Why is he so calmly saying that? Like that's that's so
I
crazy.
did 1.5 years for a false statement on a vehicle title. You know, when they're not sure if they're going to make something, they want something to hold you with. So the false statement, that's all that was. The kidnapping, I was doing some bad shit that I shouldn't have been doing,
Fair enough.
but I shouldn't have gotten kidnapping, but I was doing some bad shit.
What kind of shit? What shit have you gotten?
I really don't want to say.
We're just bullshitting.
Huh?
We're just bullshitting.
Nothing when you're talking to two police detectives in a room. It's just bullshit. Okay, I've been through the system enough to know that. Yeah. All I'm going to say about that is I did my time. I made my first
Fair
parole,
enough.
and I haven't been in trouble since.
Hey, and that's great to know. You know, a lot of people, especially being what you've been through, they come out and they go right back to it.
Just because he's a convicted criminal doesn't mean he's involved in Edna's disappearance, but the evidence the detectives have paints a different picture altogether from the
Hey, look at your phone real quick.
hard-working, reformed criminal he claimed to be.
I'll talk to you about August 27th, 2021 of this year.
What day of the week was that?
Oh, it was a Friday.
Okay.
Okay, so specifically the 27th.
Mm-hmm.
What, 2 weeks ago? Do you remember where you were at?
Not specifically.
Where do you think you were at?
I've been going all over the place. I've been back and forth to Charlotte. I've been down to South Carolina.
Like, where's your jobs in South Carolina taking you?
Actually, I was down to Traveler's Rest, but I don't know if it was Friday or Thursday. I know I'd been there earlier that week.
But you don't remember which day specifically?
No, it was either Thursday or Friday.
What kind of job were you working on?
I wasn't.
You wasn't?
I wasn't. This lady had talked to me several times. I'd been down to her house 2 or 3 times. We kind of got
What is that on his face? Is that a band-aid, bruh? Like like what is that?
to be friends. This woman has so many damn problems, mostly her daughter. She would call me and have me come down there.
Okay.
She said she needed to have money at one point in time to help her daughter because her daughter was in jail. Then she needed money another time because she was hiring a private investigator. Because her son-in-law she talked to me all kinds of stuff about it. We got to be pretty good friends about stuff like that.
Okay. How'd you meet her initially?
Years ago.
Okay.
Years ago, it was somebody giving me her name or number, or my name and number.
Here, the detectives are analyzing his behavior and allowing Prince to dig a hole for himself that he's going to struggle to escape from. When they reveal they know the truth, he's going to try and deny his guilt, even when the evidence speaks for itself.
What you're telling us is that's not you on the 27th? Food line parking lot, Traveler's Rest?
I don't think so.
Oh, you're wearing the same, bro. He has the same shoes on. Same blue shoes on, bro.
That's not you.
Buddy, that is you. That is you. Who else could that be? Bruh.
That's me. Where's that?
Food line, August 27th, 2021, 9:23,
Okay.
22 seconds. Ringing a bell?
Yep. Yeah, I went down to Food Alliance. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you doing down there that day?
She wanted me to look at some stuff at her house.
Okay.
And she picked me up at Food Lion because she wanted me with her when she was gonna go meet some guy for private investigator.
Okay. Yeah. Tell us about that.
She wanted me to meet her down there.
Okay.
She was nervous because she says, I'm not sure I trust this guy. And she knows I've been in the military. And she says, will you meet me? She wanted me to see if this guy was going to meet her where he was supposed to meet her.
Do you know where?
There was a hotel lobby that he had finally said, meet me at the hotel.
Okay.
She says, drive up there and see if he's there. And I drove up there, and things are starting to sound really squirrely to me.
This is a common deflective behavior. Prince is not only trying to deflect suspicion away from himself, he's trying to point suspicion directly at someone else. In this case, the private investigator. According to Prince, Edna wanted to meet the private investigator the day before she was reported missing, even though she didn't feel safe meeting him alone. Luckily, detectives have seen the whole thing on camera, and it completely contradicts everything Prince is saying.
What were you driving?
I was driving a blue car.
Your wife's car or your car?
My wife's car.
So that's y'all coming down 25, you and her together?
It could be.
Okay, because that's her car. That's about 1345 on the 27th.
Okay.
So you're with her there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not saying yeah. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that could be her.
Yeah, here's a different angle. I mean, we've watched this car, right?
Okay.
Here's y'all in the hotel parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah? Oh, look. There's y'all backing in.
Yep.
And a couple of different copies of it. Backing in.
What's actually scary, chat, is that people have done some like foul things and crazy stuff, and if like people gotten away for like murder and like just so many crazy things, bro, and that happen in our world, just because, like, bro, it's just so crazy. It's so crazy. Even if you got evidence like literally pointing right to the person that did it, there have been people who got away for it. I remember the O.J. Simpson case, bro. When I was watching that, and everything screamed that like he did it in the documentary, and he got away for it. And you want to know what's so crazy? They literally said in the documentary, right before he passed, he admitted it that he did, and it's so crazy, bro.
Oh, look. You get out. Nobody else gets out.
I told you that.
You're walking around the car.
Yeah.
You wipe the entire car down.
Because I was worried.
You were worried. There's you walking across the parking lot in front of a little
Buddy, O.J. Simpson is probably one of the luckiest people that got away with something like that, because the dude literally won a case because he couldn't fit a glove, bro. That's so crazy. A glove, chat.
Caesars.
Mm-hmm.
And there's you getting back into your car and driving away.
Oh, she's with me.
Look, man, you are a good dude. I honestly do believe that you screwed up years and years ago.
Prince seems visibly stunned by the amount of photographic evidence the detective is showing him, and even though it can't be refuted, Prince is going to try and lie his way out of it. But that's not the only evidence detectives manage to find along the way, as there's mud on the wheels of Prince's car, leading detectives to believe he drove off-road to either kill Edna or to dump her body. And this is when we arrive at the pivotal moment where Prince's story starts to fall apart.
You're not a bad guy.
Right.
Nobody is saying that you're some evil, twisted dude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We need to know where it is. We've processed the car. We found the dirt. Where did you go off-road?
I never went
Where did
off-road
you
with her.
leave?
Oh, I can tell you exactly where she and I had gone off-road, please. When we were going from 25 south, there was, off to the right, there was a truck with a trailer and another vehicle there that had a for sale sign on it. And it looked like an older truck. And I needed a work truck. And I went ahead and I pulled in, and with her, and then we pulled out. And it was right there on 25.
Even in the face of such overwhelming evidence, Prince still denies any wrongdoing and even tries to take control of the situation. But detectives have him cornered, and he's quickly starting to struggle to maintain his composure.
Where's right now? Her family is desperately looking for her.
She's missing right now.
Yes, Dan, where is Edna?
I don't have a clue. I dropped her off at her house.
Dan, please listen. You did not drop her off at her house. We have followed that car the entire day up and down 25. There's a number of minutes that are unaccounted for that are not by her house.
Which car? Mine or hers?
Dan, stop playing games. You know what we're
When I
talking
got,
about.
okay, I can help you here.
Okay.
You gotta give me a second. You gotta let me answer the questions when they're asked. When I dropped her vehicle off looking for the guy, she said she wanted me to take her and drive around in my vehicle. So I left her vehicle. I went down to Food Lion, and she was in my vehicle with me. And I dropped her off at home.
Dan, we watched the video. She is not.
The car sits there.
It sits there, man.
No, not in her car.
Never.
My car.
We
I
watched you
dropped
go
her
back
off
to
in
Food
my
Lion.
car.
You did not drop anyone off, man.
I picked her back up. She sat in my car at Food Lion, and I went back and got her.
No, you did not.
The detectives are beginning to apply more pressure on Prince, knowing everything he's telling them is a lie.
This dude do not deserve the name, or he does not deserve to have the last name Prince. Dude is not a prince, bro.
But he continues to stay on the defense, even trying to brush off the fact that he might have destroyed potential evidence.
I don't know where Edna is.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Dan.
Yeah, I don't know what his parents was thinking when they named this boy Prince. No, absolutely not. He looks like a Bob or a Sam, bro. He looks like I don't even know. He looks like a Mike or something, or a Robert or something, bro.
Let's go back to why you wiped the car down.
I mean, shoot, Buddy can pass as a Billy too. He can pass as a Billy Mark.
What you said you were worried about what?
The only thing I did was because I knew I'd been in and out of her car all the time with her. I'm like, there is no way in hell I'm going to just leave this thing here because she's got somebody that's after her.
Prince tries to deflect suspicion again by suggesting Edna may have been in some kind of danger, but he doesn't realize just how prepared these detectives are.
Who would be after her?
Who's after her?
That guy with the truck, she said she didn't trust him.
The PI?
Yeah, that's all she hired as a PI.
His story's totally different. He's been doing work for her. I mean, on the son-in-law thing. I mean, we've interviewed. I mean, he had he didn't meet with her today.
Bro, why is the investigator stuttering? Buddy, get your point out, bruh. Like, bro, you supposed to be he's supposed to be good at this job. Buddy is stuttering. Why he got you stuttering?
So that's
Right, that's why I said she hired another PI. I'm sure you're recording this.
It's not making sense of it. I mean, you're the last person to be in a vehicle you wiped out of a lady that's missing.
That sounds really fun.
It does. That's why we're here.
I've been real honest with you guys. I told you what was going on.
The detectives managed to get Prince to admit he was with Edna on the day she disappeared. While Prince tried to convince them he was helping her meet a suspicious private investigator, they know it's a desperate attempt to deflect suspicion and distance himself from the crime. Prince insisted he dropped Edna off at her home, safe and well, but the detectives established that he was the last person to see her alive, and because of this interrogation, they locked him into a lie that would eventually lead to a chilling confession. When detectives search Prince's property, they find several automatic weapons. Because of his previous convictions, he's forbidden from owning.
I was about to say, Buddy is a felon. How does he have those, bruh? Buddy bought them off the black market, had to, bruh. Cause what? Dude got an M16, bro.
Any firearms.
Oh, nah.
That means he could be facing a federal charge and be detained for even longer. While he's detained, they continue to search his land and find one of the most crucial pieces of evidence yet.
Ew, what is that? What is that? I know, okay, I know it's yogurt, but what is it? Oh my god.
A yogurt cup. This is the yogurt he bought shortly before Edna disappeared, and it's laced with a cocktail of drugs. Lorazepam, tramadol, and cyclobenzaprine can cause central nervous system depression when they're combined. When this happens, the body's neurological functions slow down. In other words, you're under sedation, exactly as Edna was in the parking lot when she was seen in Prince's car. After feeding her the laced yogurt, there's nothing Edna can do to stop him, and she's led away to her death at the hands of this sadistic killer.
I ate, but I'm still mad because the ones I ordered went from my favorite spot and they turned out trash. Bruh. Dang, that's tough, bro. What was it? Like it wasn't fresh or something? Sushi wasn't fresh, bruh.
Prince begins to realize he's cornered and has nowhere to run, so they bring him back in for more questioning, where he makes a full confession as he admits to 3 more murders, including those of Lee Goodman, Dolores Sellers, and her daughter.
Oh my god, this dude just likes murdering mothers, bruh. Like, what is good with that? Oh nah. Buddy is a MILF lover that like, bro, what? Does sushi have mushrooms in them? Sushi with mushrooms? I ain't gonna lie, I've never heard of a sushi being ate with mushrooms, bro. That's different. That's different.
Nancy Rigo. The first victim was Dolores. Daniel had euthanized Dolores Sellers at the request of her daughter, Nancy Rigo. However, Nancy
That was awful, bro. They probably put bad mushrooms in there, bro. And the sushi probably was old.
began to have second thoughts and wanted to contact the police, putting her directly in the crosshairs of Daniel Prince, a mentally disturbed serial killer. Nancy Rigo was now his second victim.
One
Even
star.
worse is the fact that for several years, Daniel began receiving Nancy's social security checks because she had given him her power of attorney. Moreover, the search of Daniel's property would also reveal several of
Buddy was getting paid from her social security? How? I didn't even know that's a thing, bro. What?
was now his Prince, a mentally disturbed serial killer. Nancy Rigo was now his second victim. Even worse is the fact that for several years, Daniel began receiving Nancy's social security checks because she had given him her power of attorney. Moreover, the search of Daniel's property would also reveal several of Nancy's documents. Since 2017, after her murder, Daniel pretended to be Nancy by sending her family
Buddy pretended to be somebody that was dead. Yo, that just made that again. That can make me sick to my stomach, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That's like terrible. That is so crazy.
emails and messages in an attempt to prevent them from thinking that she was dead. Daniel's third victim was Lee Goodman, who allegedly attempted to rob him, according to Daniel. Much like Nancy and Edna, her body was disposed of in some desolate area. And finally, Daniel's fourth and final victim was Edna Suttles, whose body would be found 1 year later on May 16, 2022, in a grave close to Daniel's home in Rutherford County.
That's so crazy, bro. My grandma be walking around that night asking random strangers for rides because she thinks since she old, nobody gonna kidnap her. Bro, what's so crazy is that older people usually think like the world is like all good and nice and like people are nice, bro. Like I won't doubt it. Like I told my grandma, like I won't doubt it. Like there are good people out here, bro. But sometimes when you're an older person, that just makes you like more vulnerable to people who just aren't nice. Like there are some people who like take advantage of older people, bro. It's sad, dog. Literally sad, bro. That's why every time I see an older person or like just older people in general, bro, I just like it feel a certain place in my heart because I like seeing older people, bro. And I always treat them with like respect because older people deserve respect, bro. They deserve respect. They've been here longer, bro.
Although
Respect your elders, y'all, for real.
decomposed, officers were able to positively identify it as Edna and return the body to her loved ones. But even in the face of his crimes, he would never let go of his chance to leverage as much information as he could.
There was quite a lot of stuff found in your B house. There could be a million explanations for some of that stuff, and I don't want to jump to conclusions. And if there's something that happened that you didn't intend to happen, let's talk about it.
There are things that have to happen, and there are things that are going to happen. And I'm a realist, and I have acceptance with this. I would like a little bit of control in how they happen.
Bro, Buddy think he's in a movie. Dude think he in the movie, bro. It's like, what is he talking about?
If you tell him to turn that off, I will talk to you a little more freely.
When they turn the cameras off, Prince makes a final attempt to take control and influence the outcome in his favor. Daniel Prince avoided a trial by making a deal with authorities. He would tell them about the location of Edna's body, and in turn, his case would go federal because of the better living conditions in federal prisons. Not only that, but he would also avoid the death penalty and instead receive a life sentence. One would think that the detectives were naive to turn off their cameras and not record Daniel's confession, but unbeknownst to Prince, the investigators keep the backup audio recording running after shutting down the camera. This is the chilling confession he made.
Okay, let's put it this way. A person I was very good friends with wanted to do something to put someone basically out of their misery that was very closely related to them. That's one body. That person started having an extreme amount of guilt over this and decided they were going to go tell what had happened. That's the second body. There's a third body that I did not kill, and I knew that they'd be getting Social Security disability for the rest of their life. So I got rid of said bodies, for example, so that I could continue to use the card.
By any chance, while he's getting all this squared away, can you just help me get that closure for Edna's family?
Not until I have this. I clam up like a clam if this doesn't go federal for everything.
Wow. Wow, bro. You got some crazy people in this world, y'all. Seriously. Seriously, bro. That's why even when my life get like real crazy and successful, bro, and like my life is like all good and stuff, I'm keeping my circle small. I'm keeping my circle small, bro. I'm like, seriously, dog. I am keeping my circle small, bro. That was a W chat. That was a fire video. Not what happened in it, but it was a good reaction. Glad we reacted to it. We also finished Pacify Part 2, so that was fire. You feel me? It is 12:05 a.m. We're going to go ahead and wrap up that stream, y'all. This was a W stream. Shout out to Mastack. Shout out to Mizuki. Shout out to y'all, bro, for showing support every single day, bro. I appreciate y'all so much, dog. I really do. It really goes a long way, bro. Y'all support goes a long way. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button for your boy. And if you're watching on Twitch, be sure to hit that follow button for your boy. We go live every single day at 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all feel me? Y'all feel me? And we're going to go ahead and wrap that up, y'all. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, bae. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and wrap that up. Peace out, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Have a good night, Mastack. Also appreciate you, bro, for everything you do, dog. For sure, for sure. Peace out, y'all.